There's only one quarterback that could supplant Jalen Hurts. It's Philadelphia Eagles starting quarterback to start the NFL season. I'll tell you who that is Louie DiBiase from Locked On Eagles joins us here on the Locked On NFL podcast. But let me tell you this. There's already odds up for week 1 of the NFL preseason. You want some exhibition action? The safest, easiest way to get that action? BetOnline.ag. You like the Steelers -1, or you like the Cowboys at +1, or if you like the total of 34, the over or the under, betonline.ag. And of course, baseball season is in full swing. You can track all the action right there, BetOnline. Get the latest news, odds, and info for all your sporting needs. Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL, UFC, MMA action for the next pitch. Head over to BetOnline on your laptop, your cell phone. Get the great news, sporting news, sign-up bonuses, and contest information. I say sign-up bonuses because right now, if you head over to the website, betonline.ag, you go on your cell phone, you can get that sign-up bonus of 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. That means if you put in $100, you'll get $50 free to play around with, build your stack. Bet Online, your online sportsbook experts. So we go from talking to the host of the NFL's most dysfunctional franchise, Peter Bukowski and the Green Bay Packers. I can't believe that's where we are. And then we actually talked to the host of the organization that can do no wrong, and David Harrison of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now we talk to a team and preview a squad going into 2021 that's probably closer to the Packers. No disrespect to the guy that's going to join me and Louie DiBiase from Locked On Eagles. But Louie, let me ask you this right out of the gates. If a quarterback were to supplant Jalen Hurts as the starting quarterback of the Eagles, is the only option Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans?
Yeah, I think if it's before the start of the 2021 season, it's Deshaun Watson. Obviously, next year, the Eagles have potentially 3 first-round picks if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps or 70% and the Colts make the playoffs. So it could be a 2021 draft prospect, or I should say 2022. But as of right now, if there's another quarterback starting week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons, it is Deshaun Watson. But, Bo, it's funny, too, you mentioned the Green Bay Packers. The Eagles are kind of a year removed from kind of being in that same situation, or I should say even a few months. They were in the same boat with Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts and the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love front office thing. It's very, very similar. So trust us, we kind of know in Philadelphia what that turmoil is like. It was really the theme of 2020.
Yeah, I mean, if we move away from that era, I mean, the end of the Doug Peterson era, the end of the Carson Wentz era, and we kind of get away from all of that, I don't know if it's dysfunction or drama, the soap opera that went on in the 2020 season, what are the early returns? I mean, Howie Roseman's still there, the general manager, but Nick Sirianni, where are we as a franchise? Are things a little bit less dramatic? Is it more just kind of business going into 2021, or is there still a lot to be fixed here?
It is, but it's only because it feels like Howie Roseman won in this power struggle. It was kind of at the brink, like it was with him and Chip Kelly, and like it kind of was with him and Andy Reid too back in 2012. So it is right now because Nick Sirianni is a first-year head coach that has no say really in personnel in the front office. So now Howie Roseman is kind of the top guy again, and he won over Doug Peterson. You could even say Carson Wentz. Jeffrey Lurie, the Eagles owner, is so committed to Howie Roseman. Again, he has now picked 4 different head coaches. I don't know, Bo, another general manager that's had that kind of leeway, especially for a guy that's been a huge part of tearing down multiple eras of Eagles football. But because of that being the move Jeffrey Lurie made, yeah, it does seem more like a cohesive unit right now. I just wonder in a few years if Nick Sirianni finds success like Doug Peterson did, and he doesn't like the way the power structure is like Chip Kelly did and like Doug Peterson. I just wonder, Bo, if there's always going to be a shelf life with head coaches in Philadelphia as long as Howie is the general manager. But right now, yeah, 2021 is all about finding answers, and the new rebuild is Jalen Hurts the quarterback, is Nick Sirianni the head coach. And so it's definitely not the retooling it's been the past few years where you're trying to maximize that Super Bowl window. This is definitely a reset for sure when it comes to the coaching staff and the roster.
Louie DiBiase joins us here on the Locked On NFL podcast. Follow him on Twitter at DiBiase, LOE, Locked On Eagles. And, it is so fascinating. I mean, I cover a team on a daily basis in the Cardinals, and Steve Keim, he's on his 3rd head coach. It is pretty unprecedented what Roseman's gone through and this organization's gone through. What are the early returns, or what are the early insights so far on Nick Sirianni, who comes over from the OC as the OC of the Indianapolis Colts?
Yeah, I think so far it's been really good, at least hearing from the players. There was that anonymous report from Michael Robinson who said he's heard guys inside the locker room aren't sure about Nick Sirianni, but any prominent player that's a leader of this team, that's a core piece, has only said good things about Sirianni. And you can just tell in the interviews, he started off a little bit awkward in his press conferences, but Doug Peterson did the same thing. And there was that kind of stigma about him in 2016. And then what did he do in year 2? He won a Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni, what we care about is, can he coach, not can he give you great quotes. I mean, of course, that's good for the media, but what's important for the Eagles is Nick Sirianni. Can he coach? Can he develop this young roster? And I think he really can. And he can in the specific positions that are so crucial for Philly right now. It's the wide receiver position, it's the quarterback position, and then on defense, it's the cornerback position. So you can just tell he loves teaching football. He loves the X's and O's, and he's passionate about it. That's when he really does well in press conferences, when he's talking about the fundamentals of football. And so that's big because, Bo, while I was a big fan of Doug Peterson and did not want to see him get fired, Doug Peterson, that coaching staff the past few years, they really did struggle to develop the young talent. And considering, like I said earlier, this is now a rebuild in Philly, it's not a retooling. This is a full-on rebuild. Nick Sirianni developing talent, the young talent you have on the roster, that is the focus right now. So I think he is the man for the job if it, of course, wasn't Doug Peterson. And as we know, it's not.
Yeah, I think as long as you don't go crazy eyes like Adam Gase in his Jets press conference, you're okay. You can stumble over your words and get caught on some things. And also, you don't expect him to be Dan Campbell and get into cannibalism and all that stuff and win a press conference. But, Sirianni. So what becomes the first priority between camp opening tomorrow and the start of the regular season for Nick Sirianni in these Eagles?
Yeah, again, I think, look, this offensive line is still one of the best in football, I think. With Brandon Brooks coming back, with Lane Johnson coming back, Jason Kelsey's not retiring yet, probably will in 2022. You've got Andre Dillard to Jordan Mailata at left tackle. That is a strong unit. The Eagles have really strong structure on the offensive and defensive line. And of course, Bo, outside of quarterback, those are the two most important parts of a winning roster. And so in that way, it's like, can this team compete in the NFC East? Of course. I mean, it hasn't taken much to win the division the past few years. But at the same time, again, that shouldn't be the focus right now for Nick Sirianni and for this Eagles team. It's got to be about finding long-term answers, the long-term core. And of course, that starts with Jalen Hurts. Like, he is going to get, barring a Deshaun Watson trade, he's going to get this year to show that he's the franchise quarterback. And again, if not, they have the draft ammo to replace him next year. So it's about finding answers with Jalen Hurts. And who's the left tackle of the future? Is it Andre Dillard? Is it Jordan Mailata? Is Devontae Smith and Jalen Reagor? Is that your future at wide receiver? Who is going to be that new defensive end one that replaces Brandon Graham eventually? Is it Josh Sweat? Is it Derek Barnett? Those are the things I'm more focused on, is the long-term questions, because I don't think this team, like they were in 2017 and then 2018 and 2019, were a few pieces away, were a healthy roster away from making a deep run. I don't think they're there right now. And so it's time to focus more about things that don't have to do with the win-loss column, for sure.
Devontae Smith, what are the early insights on him leading up to training camp?
It's been just rave reviews so far from number 6. A lot of people are calling him the Slim Reaper, and you can tell. I mean, he's a skinny guy, but Bo, he has some incredible length, and he's not the biggest player, but the explosiveness off the ball, the ability to win in press man coverage. He is that X receiver that Philadelphia just desperately needs right now, and he's going to take the pressure off, I think, Jalen Reagor and these other young receivers tremendously. And so right now, they're just saying in camp, he is catching everything. And I can't wait for training camp to start this week. The one-on-ones are going to be awesome to see him battling Darius Slay. And then when they have the joint practices as well, they're going up against New England. So if Stephon Gilmore's still there, he's going to get some good work this summer. And man, I don't think since Carson Wentz in 2016, I said this on the podcast last week, since Wentz's rookie year in 2016, I don't think there's been a player that the fans are more excited to see in his debut in Midnight Green. And that's not just a draft pick. It can be somebody you traded for or a free agent signing. In 5 years, this is the most exciting player that's come through the doors, I think, since Carson was drafted 2nd overall.
And they're going to need this. I mean, as you mentioned, it's a rebuild, right? Not a retool. Right. And they're going to have, some of those things that are going to keep Eagles fans tuning in. And they always do. Look, no matter win or lose, they're tuning in each and every Sunday, each and every week. But having a player, the playmaker, the caliber of the Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith, has to have him excited. Louie DiBiase, he's talking about it every day on Locked On Eagles. Check him out. Follow him on Twitter at DiBiase, LOE. Louie, thanks, man.
Thanks, Bo.